Hello, and thank you so much for finding my channel and tuning in to listen to a dream or vision that I do believe the Lord has given me, and I'm so happy to share them with all of you. This one in particular is actually a vision that was given. It was October 2016, and I was settling into my evening, and I had some recorded shows that I was watching. One in particular was Dancing with the Stars. I know, everybody's favorite, right? And I had my drink and a snack, and I'm watching the television show, and it just gets started. It's the very beginning, and they have their glittery costumes, and they use a live band, so it's loud music, and everything is happy and moving, and I'm just watching along. Well, all of a sudden the screen changed, and the sound is gone. The music is gone, and I see a room, and it's like the back corner of a white-walled room, and it fades from white to a soft pink to a darker blush to a deep rosy color closer to me. And there's an image of a male figure, and he's wearing a long white robe, and it's cinched at the waist, and I can't see his feet, but I believe it went all the way, it was long, and long sleeves, and open collar, not a turtleneck, but an open collar. And his face was shadowed. I couldn't see his face when he was standing with his arms next to his side, but I could see his haircut. His hair, facing me, was parted on the right side, and it was shorter and kind of combed back, and on the other side it was longer and kind of made a swoop to the front going back. And I'm like looking, going, wait, my mind is going, what's going on? What's happening? And then all of a sudden, the image turns to like a 3D image, and I see him lift his arms to like forward towards me, and I'm sitting lower in my chair than the screen. So when he reached his arms out to me, he actually was reaching down to me. And before I knew it, he was off the screen, and I could see him coming towards me. I wasn't afraid. I never felt any fear. I think it was more shock, right? And I feel this embrace around my shoulders, and he was embracing me, and I could feel his head on my left shoulder, and his hair was like on my cheek, and it was just this happy, the most excitement, the happiest if you can go to the happiest moment in your life, whatever that is, that's what it was, maybe times 100. It was just completely glee, just happy, pure joy. And then it was gone. And I kind of was like, whoa, what was that? And I'm blinking, and I look up at the TV, and Dancing with the Stars is back, and they're dancing and glittery, and the music is back, sound is back. And I grab the remote and pause it, and I'm like, what was that? And who was that? My mind is trying to process. So I think to myself, okay, go through my mental Rolodex and find out who this male person was. It felt familiar. So I'm going through, no leads, nothing's coming through, and I think, well, I need to go way back. So I go back, and it was, I guess I'm trying to figure out, is this someone from my life? Well, actually, there was someone in my life who fits that description. We met when we were in high school, and his name was Mike. And we met, there was a function at my high school for the seniors called Grad Night, and if you didn't want to go to prom or whatever, you could do this activity. There was like a party at a theme park in town, and you can go from the school. So my mom dropped me at the school, and I went stag. and got on the bus, sat down in my seat, and in front of me was this little head, brown hair, and he popped up and introduced himself, not scared or shy at all, and he said his name was Mike. And I guess he was invited. He was an underclassman, but he was invited by someone to come. But he was sitting by himself in his seat, and he made me laugh almost instantly. And we just had the best time the whole drive there. And then we kind of decided off the cuff when we got there to hang out together. So we rode the rides together, and I actually ran into people I hadn't seen since I was younger. I've moved away. So it was just a wonderful night and a wonderful experience with him. Well, I was a senior, and after that night, I might have run into him in school a couple of times, but we just sort of drifted. Me being a senior and on my way out, and he still has time there. Well, a few years later, my mom contacted me and asked me if I knew this name, and I said, yeah, Mike, yeah. She said, well, he called and left a message on the phone. She had the same phone number she did when I was in school, and he was asking about me. So I got the number, called him back. I was living with a friend of mine in our own apartment, going to college, and I called him, and it was Mike, and I was really happy to hear from him. And he said, let's hang out and do something. Great. Turned out when he picked me up, we caught up, and turned out to be a manager at a fast food restaurant that I used to work at years before. So we had that in common. And he was driving this brand new fancy car, and it happened to be my favorite model car, and I was just so excited. But he just seemed agitated, and life was getting him down. He didn't seem like the same bubbly person that I knew. And actually, it was really hard to be around him. He was kept scolding me, and he was quick to yell, and he just wasn't a very happy person. And sadly, after that evening, I never saw him again. Ended up moving out of state. Well, a few years after that, I got another call from my mom, and she said she was reading the newspaper, and she asked me the same thing. Does his name sound familiar? I said, yeah, Mike. And I reminded her of the phone call and telling her about high school, and she said, well, there's an article, and he had passed away. And I was crushed. I just felt like the worst friend ever, and now he's gone, and he actually took his own life, which is even worse. Oh, the guilt. I mean, still part of me holds that, Anyway, getting all choked up. So, it was hard, and I kind of went through and prayed and, just asked God to be merciful with him. Maybe he just had some hardships in his life. Well, now I have this vision of this person that fits his description, except I didn't really see his face. So all I can say and all I can share with you is that if that was Mike, I pray that was him and that he's happy, because whatever I felt was nothing but joy and happiness and a reunion. He was so happy to see me, and it actually gave me hope. Hope that he found peace and that he's happy. And the reason I have you all looking at this Bible verse, it's 2 Corinthians 3:16, and the New International Version reads, but whenever anyone turns to the Lord, the veil is taken away. So all I can think of is maybe he finally made some peace and repented, and God took him to heaven, and he wanted to let me know he was okay. I don't know. But I definitely found some peace in that vision, and it took me right back to that hurt I felt. But I don't feel it anymore, because I think my friend Mike is okay and in the arms of our Lord. So I'll leave you with this. Please keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep looking up, because God is fighting for you. Jesus is fighting for you. They love you, and so do I. Take care, and God bless. Until the next time.